because we were raised without one and don't figure we need it. We're happy without it.
We can do our checkbook, and that's all we need to do.
Yeah. And automobiles are out of this world. And some of it is really good. Like my car's got a little thing out in front of the dash there that you set up and you can tell how fast you're going. You don't have to take your eyes off the road to look at the speedometer. It's right out there in front of you all the time on the road. It says if you're doing 10 miles an hour or 50, whatever. And things like that we really like. And natural gas and furnaces. See, we had to cut kindling wood to start the fire with in the house every morning because it would, well, when we get up in the morning in the winter, the water bucket on the, would be frozen solid. It'd be that cold in the house. And that's the way
Can't
we
imagine
lived.
that.
Then my mom was the one that always got up early and put the kindling in them and start the kindling on fire and then pour a little coal on the top of it, and it wasn't very long and the stove would be red hot. Heat the house pretty fast, but they're the ones, the generation ahead of us is the ones that really had to work. And
I'm glad we lived in this, our time.
yeah, the automobile coming from a Model T up to what we have now, it's great. But like I say, the computer we never got into. We never had television until we were married.
Oh, yeah. We probably didn't get it till, what, 50?
I'm not sure what year they started the television, but we didn't have the money to get one for 2 or 3 years. But that has been a lot of change in how people live, because we played with each other. When we got television, everybody just sits down and don't play anything. They just watch television. So that's been a big change.
There's not a community get-togethers or anything anymore like there used to be. We used to have, I don't know how many clubs in town, and they don't do that anymore. Everybody works outside of town. When they come home, they're glued to the TVs, so, or they've got kids in school and have to go to all their functions, so people are just busier than we used to be.
Yeah, 'cause when we were first married, they had birthday club, Wymondosas Club, the community club, the Pinnacle Club, and I don't know how many more different clubs. And then us men had bowling clubs and baseball clubs in the fire department. We met every week, and we just kept busy, and the whole community was a community. Now we know this neighbor here, and we know that neighbor up here, and the neighbor over there, but the ones, this one over here, he says hello, and the one next door to us says hello. Just complete different. We're not close to each other anymore. And she sang at over 40 funerals, and not for the mortuary, but because they were friends of ours. And so most everybody we know's dead and buried. They've been up there so long they think we went the other way. Yeah, I have a book in there with obituaries about that thick. The people, when we go to the funeral, they'd bring it home, throw it in the drawer, finally put them in a book. And so we live an entirely different type of life now, because the people, most of the people we knew are gone. And I'm lucky I still have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and we all live right here in Nunn. So we get together every Thursday at the senior center, and then Fridays we go to the Sizzler in Greeley for supper. We were there last night.
We've reached the end of the first hour, so we'll pause for a moment and we'll do the trailers for the first group. Okay, So are you prepared and ready to go? Okay. We'll just start. And if you would just give us your full name again, and then give us what you want to tell us, and then just at the end give us a little reaction to today's interview. And then at the end we'll take a break, and then we'll come back for the second hour. Any questions about the trailers?
What exactly?
Okay. What we'd like to do is you've done a little research about Weld County.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We'd just like to have you relate what you've learned, and then in particular anything today that might have triggered anything that you might have studied before, and then just kind of fill in with your reactions of what you've learned today. So you look like you're ready to go.
Sure,
so
let's do it.
Go have your full name and
Brett Carlson, and I'm a history minor at CSU, so I've done a lot of just general research. So I just like being able to see like a individual person's experience in like the blizzard story. You know, it's like you read about the blizzards and like how it affected it, but to actually hear like an individual story is a lot. It's a good learning experience because you don't really get a whole lot of that in history. It's nice to see something at such a small level. That's what I got out of it. I enjoyed it.
very good. Okay. And next, you are.
My name's Matt Brown. I'm actually trying to be a chiropractor, but I think a lot of the world history is pretty, it stands out in my mind, like the Great Depression and everything that we went through with that, and how he's saying how they went to the cherry groves and picked up cherries so they could survive and just like eat with their parents. And what really shocked me is how he never said anything about being or thinking that he was hungry. Just like there was always that, he knew it and the whole family knew it, and it was just all there, and they never worried about it. And it was just, I think that's really amazing that they made it through that.
And just the interjection that in your time, you never really thought of yourself as being poor or worse off than anybody else, did you?
No, we didn't worry about that.
Okay, and next.
I'll go.
Okay.
Jennifer, and I'm going with wildlife biology. I found it the most interesting, the family aspect of how the whole community was a family, and it wasn't just the home family, and that the whole history and culture of this whole county was very close-knit, and they helped each other through everything that happened out here. And just because they weren't directly farmers, they still helped with the equipment and just helped supported everybody else. And I found that to be the most interesting aspect of this interview.
Very good.
Matt Mansfield. I'm going into business marketing. The most interesting thing I found about a lot of their stories and stuff is it almost seemed like the government and a lot of the areas and landowners were trying to almost oppress how none and keep it from growing, and how they really didn't have a problem with that. They enjoyed the small town life, and they dealt with a lot of the controversy that came up, and they appreciated everything that had been given to them, and how that's not common in today's world. So I just thought it was pretty interesting to hear a lot of their stories and old time things.
Reunion, and I thought it was very interesting about how easily you guys like could entertain yourselves, like growing up like that. Because most of the time now, it seems like kids are just bored, and we have so much available to us now. And growing up in the small town life, it was just amazing that you could have a lot of fun in the community.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all.